concave mirror, incident ray is parallel to the principal axis. Incident ray is parallel to principal axis. After reflection, the light ray must pass through the principal focus. Okay. By the law of reversibility already I was explained previously in case of reflection of light by plane mirrors. So here, in the second point, if the incident ray is passing through the principal focus, after reflection, the light becomes parallel to the principal axis. This is simply we can understand by the law of reversibility. When the ray is reversed to itself and it is passing through principal focus and the incident on it, and after reflection it becomes parallel to principal axis. This is a secondary path. And the third one is when incident ray is passing through center of curvature of the spherical mirror, which is concave mirror, then whenever the ray is passing through center of curvature of the concave mirror, which is said to be normal incidence. Why? Because whenever a ray or line is drawn to the surface from the center of curvature, that will be normal to the surface. Already we discussed there just now. Therefore, according to which the light is passing through center of curvature. Which light? Incident light. So that incident on the spherical surface, that is concave mirror, and it reflects back because it is normal incidence, reflects back and retrace the same path. And similar manner, when we go for convex mirror. In the convex mirror, when a parallel beam of light or parallel incident ray is parallel to the principal axis, and after reflection, it is appear to be reflected from the focus point. Same as here. Okay? And go for second one. By law of reversibility is very simple. When incident ray is traveling towards the focus point, after reflection, this is traveling towards focus point, after reflection, it becomes parallel to the principal axis. And the third important ray path, when the incident ray is traveling towards center of curvature, means it is normal incident, and it reflects back along the same path. Means it retraces along the same path. So these are the three important ray paths related to convex mirror, and these are three important ray paths for concave mirror. These points are very important, which definitely helps us to make the ray diagrams while locating the image, position of image. Okay? Let us move on another point. So whenever a ray of light is incidenting at the pole, suppose we consider the light ray which is incidenting at the pole of the spherical mirror or concave mirror. Suppose the light is incidenting here and undergoes reflection. Definitely this angle I, this is R. So here angle of incidence equal to angle of reflection. So here law of reflection holds good in this case. Whenever the light is even incident on the spherical mirrors, angle of incidence should be equal to angle of reflection. Okay? The next one. Let us move on another point. Okay? So next point is that finding magnifications. Finding magnifications. Okay? So before going to that magnification, okay? Okay? Let us move on. One more concept, that is regarding magnification. So magnification is finding in case of spherical mirrors. So what indicates it? What is the exact meaning of the magnification? The magnification means whenever the spherical mirror is forming image, that image is comparing with the objects. Object in the sense, its size. The size of the image is comparing with size of the object. Sometimes its size is less than the size of the object. Sometimes the size of the image is greater than the size of the object. And sometimes it is equal. It can be any. The size of the image either greater than the size of the object, or less than size of the object, or equal to size of the object. So that comparison for which we are taking the ratio is indicating M, which is known as magnification. Simply it is enhancement of image formed by the spherical mirror. How great the size of the image formed when comparing with size of the object. How small the image is formed when compared to size of the object. This kind of greatness or smallness comparing with size of the object will be calculated, will be estimated by using magnification, which is represented by M. Okay. Now, formula is a very simple formula, basic formula, that magnification equal to size of the image by size of the object. Size of the image by size of the object. But here the size can be of any. Out of three types of three varieties are there. Here's the size. Size can be of height. It can be of length. It can be of area. The size, it may height, it may length, it may area. Any of them. Depending upon these kinds, size, then we given a name for it for magnification. That the height is, while you are measuring the height of the object and the height of the image with reference to principal axis of the spherical mirror. So in such case, the magnification is measuring, its name is given as lateral magnification, which is known as transverse magnification. So how we can understand this height and lateral magnification? If you consider a concave mirror, I will show over here, concave mirror. Now from this concave mirror, object is keeping above the principal axis, its height is given h0, height, and its corresponding image formed, suppose the real, say, this is also height, of course it is below the principal axis, this is height of the image. Height of the object, in this case height of the object and the height of the images, these two are measured with reference to principal axis, and say its magnification is lateral magnification, which is known as transverse magnification. And the second one is length, the size it may length. Length in the sense, in this case, the object is keeping along the principal axis of the spherical mirror. How? See, for the same spherical mirror, I will show over here. This is spherical mirror, and length means a stick of length, suppose L object, or otherwise we can take AB is the length of the object which is keeping along the principal axis. Of course, its corresponding image is formed along the same principal axis somewhere here. This is A dash, B dash. So such kind of magnification is finding, its name is given longitudinal magnification. Longitudinal magnification. Longitudinal magnification, in this case, the size of the image and size of the object are measured along the principal axis, okay, which is represented by ml. And one more magnification is there, that size can be of area. If it is area, then it is said to be aerial magnification. This aerial magnification can also be found. Means, what is the meaning of aerial magnification? Suppose the body has certain area which is keeping in front of a concave mirror or any spherical mirror. See, this is a spherical mirror. So in front of this spherical mirror, suppose its object is keeping in front of the spherical mirror, it has certain area. This is area of the object, and its corresponding image formed, that is also having area, but it enhanced area, or its area decreases. It may increase, it may decrease, that depending upon the position of the object, of course. So this is size of the image, area of image. So in this case also, we can find, we compare the image area with reference to object area, that area of image by area of object here, size in the sense area. Therefore, we can also find the magnification which is known as areal magnification. Therefore, as a whole, here the magnification is of three types. One is lateral magnification or transverse magnification. In this case, the size of the object and image, the size in the sense height of the object and height of the image both are measured perpendicular to the principal axis. And second one is longitudinal magnification. And longitudinal magnification where the size of the object and size of the images. What are the sizes? Length of the object and length of the image both are measured along the principal axis. So that it is a longitudinal magnification. Now third one is areal magnification. So in this case, the area of the object and area of the image both are measured. And by taking the ratio area of image by area of object, which is giving the areal magnification. So like this, we can estimate the three types of magnification for an object, so whose image is formed by the spherical mirrors. So this is magnification concept. But so what kind of formula we are getting in case of transverse magnification and longitudinal magnification and areal magnification? Let us see its derivation and what kind of formula we are getting. Okay, let us see that derivation. So first go for lateral magnification. In case of lateral magnification, so we are taking the height of object and the height of the image, means the size is taking perpendicular to the principal axis. Okay, perpendicular to principal axis. Okay, before going to make a derivation for magnification of spherical mirrors, we need to take the support of sign conventions. Therefore, first we go for the sign convention, later on we shift on magnification formula. Okay, now first of all, sign convention. There are some rules while taking the object distance, image distance, okay, focal length and everything, radius of curvature, what not. What are the measurements we are going to take? For all these measurements, there is a particular rule while taking the signs. While measuring them, we should take the signs for them. So that is called sign convention. So first go for rule number 1, convention number 1, sign convention 1. Wherever possible, the light is assumed to be traveling from left to right. Okay, here it is considered as a mirror. Of course, the light is assumed to be traveling from left to right. So this is comfortable for us every time. So one time we are taking right to left, left to right. So you may get confusion. That's enough. Otherwise, no wrong at all. We can also take the light is traveling from right to left. There is no wrong, nothing wrong. So here we are taking whenever possible, the light is assumed to be traveling from left to right. This is point number 1. And point number 2, all the distances must be measured from pole of the spherical mirror. Pole is here. This is pole. So whatever the distances we are going to measure, generally what distance we are going to measure? Object distance, image distance, radius of curvature, focal length. These are the distances which we are going to measure, and substituting the values in the given equation to attain the proper answer if a problem is given. Now in such case, object distance, see here I will show in this diagram. Suppose object is keeping somewhere here. This is object and the image is formed over here. This is image. Height of the object h0, height of the image hi. So this is u, object distance. This is image distance v. Okay. Now the second point, what it gives. So whatever the measurements we are going to take, whether object distance, image distance, radius of curvature, focal length, whatnot. So all these must be measured from the pole of the spherical mirror. Okay, from this pole. Right, third point is, okay, when you are taking the reference point pole from where you are measuring the lengths or distances. See how, suppose I want to find the object distance. From where we start? Pole to object. So you are measuring pole to object. So light is actually coming from where? Left to right in this direction. See here, this is a concave mirror. This is pole. Okay, this is object. From this object, light is traveling from left to right. You are measuring from pole to the object. You are going in opposite direction against the light. Therefore, this object distance taken to be negative. Object distance taken to be negative. And those measured in the direction of incident ray taken to be positive. Suppose if its corresponding image formed, say, other side. Suppose if it is virtual image formed in concave mirror, say it is outside of the other side of the concave mirror. Now this is image. Then this distance is measured from pole to the image. In which direction? Incident ray is left to right. You are also measuring from pole to image left to right. So you are going left to right, and light is also from left to right in the same direction as that of incident light. Therefore, V is taken to be positive in this case. So this is third point. Once again I repeat. So while measuring the distances from the pole, if you are taking the measurements from the pole in the direction of incident ray taken to be positive, those measured in the direction opposite to the incident ray taken to be negative. Okay, once again I repeat, the measurements are taken from the pole of the spherical mirror, so which are taken in the direction of incident ray taken to be positive, those measured against the incident ray taken to be negative. How it is, I was clearly explained. Suppose if you take a center of curvature over here, center of curvature, and the radius of curvature can also be measured from pole to center of curvature. You are going against the incident ray. Therefore, radius of curvature R is also taken to be negative in this case. R is also taken to be negative. This is third point. And go for fourth one. The heights above the principal axis. The heights above the principal axis taken to be positive, and below which taken to be negative. So when you are going to measure the height of the object, above the principal axis taken to be positive, H0 is positive, and below which image distance, image height is measured, that is below the principal axis, which is taken to be negative. So these are the sign convention. So first one is, wherever possible, the light is assumed to be traveling from left to right. Second point, all the distances must be measured from pole of the spherical mirror. The third point, the distances which are measuring in the direction of incident ray taken to be positive, those measured against the incident ray are taken to be negative. And fourth point, the heights above the principal axis taken to be positive, below which taken to be negative. These are the sign conventions. Okay, and one more point, we can imagine all these. See, so above principal axis positive, below principal axis negative, means it is y-axis. Above origin to, if you are taking origin, this is mirror pole is taken to be origin. Above origin, that is above the principal axis, that is y-axis positive y, below negative y-axis, and pole to towards the negative x-axis, and it is taken to be negative, and in the direction along the positive x-axis, that is positive. So very clear, simple. All these we can simply imagine that the sign of Cartesian coordinates will be exactly matched with the spherical mirror, and object are keeping with the Cartesian coordinate system. So let us comparing with these two, then we can understand easily. See how we are taking, if object in the spherical mirror are kept such that the sign conventions of this, the sign conventions of these quite match with Cartesian signs, Cartesian sign convention, which is known as new Cartesian sign convention. Means whenever you are taking the spherical mirror and the object, spherical mirror and object, their sign convention match with Cartesian signs. Therefore, it is referred as new Cartesian sign convention. Why it is new Cartesian sign convention? Actually, whenever you are taking the spherical mirror, its sign convention is matching with Cartesian sign. Therefore, it is referred as new Cartesian sign convention. How? See, this is from the pole, y-axis is considered. This is positive x-axis. This is positive y-axis. This is a negative y-axis. This is a negative x-axis. See, this is pole of the spherical mirror. Now, object is here. Object is here. So, image, suppose image formed over here. H0, Hi. See, symbol. From pole to the object distance, u is object distance. Pole to object, you are going along negative x-axis. Therefore, u is a negative. Pole to image distance v, you are going along positive direction of x-axis. Therefore, v is taken to be positive. You are going along positive x-axis. It is matching with Cartesian signs. Now, above the principal axis, its height is taken to be positive. Means the height is above the origin, that is along the positive y-axis. Therefore, h0 is taken to be positive, and here below which its height is, so height of the image, that is along the negative y-axis. Therefore, hi is taken to be negative. So whatever the sign conventions, we just now we discussed the 4 points. These 4 points match with Cartesian signs. See, the coordinate system is considered negative x-axis, positive x-axis, positive y, negative y. So these Cartesian signs are quite matched with the sign convention related to the spherical mirror. Therefore, it referred as new Cartesian sign convention. It's very simple to understand. The student will get easiness and comfortness while taking the sign convention when you are taking new Cartesian sign conventions by the geometry. Okay, thank you. Let us move on magnification derivation.